Hey everybody, this is Daniel again, and today I want to talk to you about 4 ways you, as the buyer, can get your closing costs covered. Let's get started. So I think it's kind of common knowledge that everybody knows that there's a down payment necessary for most loan products in order to get a mortgage loan. But I don't think it's common knowledge that people know about closing costs. Now, on top of your down payment, you have to pay additional cost at closing for your mortgage. These closing costs or additional costs include origination or processing underwriting fees. They could include title fees, prepaid taxes and prepaid insurance, and a few other fees. A good way for you to know what fees you will be paying is to either get a cost worksheet at the beginning when you're doing your loan application, getting your loan estimate from your lender when you're actually going through the process, or even knowing what you're going to end up paying at the end through your closing disclosures. More information on that in future videos. All right, so now that I briefed you on what additional costs come with doing a mortgage loan outside of a down payment, let's go ahead and discuss the ways you can get your closing costs covered. So the first way we're going to talk about helping you with your closing costs is through down payment assistance programs and or grants. Now, down payment assistance programs are a great way not only to help you cover your closing costs, but they're also a great way to help you alleviate some of the down payment as well. It really depends on the program and what they have to offer. Now, each individual down payment assistance program and or grant does come with its own restrictions. Some may include a lower debt to income ratio, maybe you have to have a minimum credit score, or even income limits. Nonetheless, they are still a great way for you as a first-time home buyer, second-time home buyer, whatever the case may be. It's still a great way for you to get some funds in order to help you alleviate some of the costs when it comes to moving into a new home. Another thing to keep in mind when it comes to the down payment assistance program is some of them, like I mentioned before, do come with a lower debt to income ratio and higher interest rates. Now, how does that affect you? Well, it affects your buying power. By not using the down payment assistance program, you might be able to purchase more as long as you have the funds available in order to pay your closing costs and down payment. But it is a great option, like I mentioned, for those who actually need that assistance and are just looking to get into a home as soon as possible. What is the second option when it comes to helping you with your closing costs? Well, it's in rebates. Now, what's a rebate, you ask? A rebate is essentially you taking on a slightly higher interest rate in order to get some of your closing costs covered. When you talk to your lender, they usually try to quote you with rates that are par or actually come at no cost to you. But if you actually talk to your lender and actually take on a slightly higher interest rate, there might be a rebate or a lender credit available to you in order to help you alleviate some of those costs. Do keep in mind though, if you are taking on a slightly higher interest rate, that could affect your buying power. Obviously, with a higher interest rate, your payments can be slightly higher. So that means that the lender might have to lower what you qualify for. Another thing to keep in mind about rebates is that they can only be used towards your closing costs and cannot satisfy the minimum down payment you need to make when it comes to purchasing the house on whichever program you might be working with. So here's the third way to help you with your closing costs. It's through seller concessions. Stop. I know what other realtors and lenders are going to say, and I know it's true. We are in a heavy seller's market. Seller concessions are non-existent right now, yada, yada, yada. And it's true. Getting a seller concession right now, it really doesn't exist at the moment. So keep that in mind when actually trying to get a seller concession. So what is a seller concession? A seller concession is you asking the seller to pay a portion of your closing costs in the contract or when putting an offer in on a house. Again, they're not going to happen these days. Sellers have so many options when it comes to bids on their houses that they really don't have to give up much. But as I mentioned in the video to begin with, I was going to give you all the options available to you when it came to your closing costs. So in any other regular market, seller concessions are normally an option for you to utilize. All right, so I saved the best for last. Number 4, get a gift. Now, I know that's kind of obvious, and it's technically not you using your personal money. And what I mean by getting a gift is by you actually reaching out to a family member, close friend, or relative of some sort. I know I mentioned that before, but asking them to help you with your closing costs or gifting you funds in order for you to get into your future home. Now, I know not everybody has that option, and possibly why I saved it for last, but if it's possible, it's one of the other ways that you can actually get someone to help you with getting into a future home. Now, keep in mind that a gift can actually be used towards your down payment as well, depending on the specific program you're using. It'll kind of give you an idea of how much they can help you with. All right, so that was the end of the video. I hope this was informative and helpful. If you know anybody that needs to hear this information, go ahead and share this video with them by pressing the share button. Also, if you guys want to help out the channel, want to see more quality content like this, please like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do in order to help this out. If you guys have any specific topics you guys want me to talk about, please leave them in the comments below. If you guys want to follow me on my other socials, I will also leave the links below. Hope you guys have a good day. Talk to you guys later.